Thanks everyone for being here for this incredibly timely discussion. As Maureen said, my name is Kalpana Kotagal. I am a commissioner at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or EEOC for short. We are the nation's premier civil rights agency. This year marks the 60th anniversary of our small agency, which advances the unrealized promise of equal opportunity in the workplace. I think we can't discuss today's topic, the future of equal opportunity, without reflecting a little bit on the past. From my perspective, history is a really critical touchstone. It provides context for the present and for the work ahead. It reminds us that progress isn't linear, far from it, and that our work, our action in the face of challenges can and will make the difference. The Civil Rights Act of 1964, which created the EEOC and which prohibits workplace discrimination, is a perfect case in point. As many of you may know, the law didn't come into being overnight. It took years of strategy and of litigation, of activism and organizing to get the bill passed. Following the Supreme Court's landmark decision in Brown versus Board of Education in 1954, there was profound resistance to integration and an accompanying surge of violence. In the face of that violence, however, a broader commitment to civil rights developed and deepened. Those leading the work remained steadfast, and in so doing, they helped to shift public opinion. The outcry to the kidnapping and murder of 14-year-old Emmett Till 70 years ago, the bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama, sit-ins at whites-only lunch counters across the South, all of these continued that steady drumbeat for change. In 1963, just hours after President Kennedy delivered a national address asking Congress to pass civil rights legislation, describing civil rights as a moral issue as old as the scriptures and as clear as the American Constitution. Just hours later, civil rights leader Medgar Evers was murdered, standing in his own driveway, carrying NAACP t-shirts that read, "Jim Crow must go." And just 2 months later, the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom helped to galvanize further support for the Civil Rights Act, which after 534 hours of debate and 500 amendments, was finally signed into law by President Johnson, surrounded by Dr. King, by Dr. Dorothy Height, and so many others who had struggled their whole lives to see that day. The Civil Rights Act and the EEOC were born of the enduring struggle for civil rights, and we can trace that struggle back further to the movement for abolition, to the women's rights movement, to the struggle of Indigenous people to preserve their sovereignty, to the resilience of Japanese Americans during internment, the organizing of immigrant laborers, and the fight to ensure that LGBTQ plus people are simply free to be who they are. These movements are interwoven threads. To this day, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 reflects our nation's highest ideals of equal employment opportunity. But those who fought for passage of the law, I don't think they saw it as a solution to bigotry, nor did they expect it to end discrimination overnight. Rather, it was one step in the larger and unending fight for civil rights, for the dignity of all people. Civil rights leaders have opened the door to progress in every generation, but they have known that it would be on future generations, that it would be on us to keep those doors open and to open them wider.